Welcome to Southern California, where summer is endless and the softball is premier. Summertime, PGF, Irvine, crowning champions for 10 years.
From beautiful Irvine, California, Deanna Manning Stadium, Bill Barber Park. Glad to have you with us. This is the 18U Premier Girls Fastpitch Platinum Division National Championship from Kansas City. Select Fastpitch out of Des Moines, Iowa. Iowa Premier Gold. And these are two teams that have played incredible, undefeated softball to get to this point, and we're glad to have you with us. Hi there, folks, and welcome back to the ballpark. This is Olympic gold medalist and national champion Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton. Thanks for spending a couple of hours with us. I think what's most exciting is these are two teams in a traditionally California-dominated tournament. Those days are gone, Amanda. These are two teams that play each other all the time in the Midwest, yet they came out here, and one of them is going to walk away a national champion.
I think that's just so telling of this tournament and how far that it's come and the competition that we find year after year now. It's not just about California. It is spreading strong. Several of these athletes on the field are getting ready to go off to college next year. Another bunch of them are looking to get another look by college coaches, hoping to sign and get off and play for a tough collegiate program. But I love this age division. I love that these athletes are out there to compete, and it doesn't get much better than this stage.
Well, and what you earn, if in fact you're the program, is a bye into next year's national championship game at the Premier Division. And so we're excited to introduce you to both of these teams. First of all, for Select Fastpitch, at the top of it is Grace Baines. She is an Iowa commit. RAEGAN Kramer, and she's settling between KU, Mizzou, and Oklahoma State. It's GARCIA, Mortimer, Phillips, Hecker, Swanson, McGivern, and LILLIE Walden will tell you about each and every one of them. But we've got to get to work in the circle. Marin Judish goes to work, and she paints the outside corner out of Waukee, Iowa, Des Moines Christian High School. She's a 20 grad, and she's a Baylor commit.
All right, and she says that she can throw that drop ball, change and rise whenever she wants, at any location that she wants for a strike. That's the kind of command you want out of your pitcher. She heads off to play for Baylor just next season. It's a great, I love when you're a college coach, you see your athletes finishing off their career or near finishing off their career, having had this type of experience, this championship experience before getting out to college. That's huge.
Judish fires, gets the outside corner. Those arms extend in a small celebration as down goes Grace Baines with the strikeout.
Number 99, RAEGAN Kramer.
And Judish working quickly, coming with that changeup just off the outer edge of the plate for a call strike 3.
RAEGAN Kramer, 99 in that jersey. Teammates call her Jimmy. Wide open stance, loads that back leg. Change of pace is high. 1-0 the count to RAEGAN Kramer out of Seaman High School, Topeka, Kansas native. These two teams, by the way, play each other all the time in tournaments and regional events. Obviously, one from Kansas City, one from Des Moines, Iowa. That's a drivable rivalry, and when you're a dominating team in your region, you're going to see these guys a lot. And so it's fun to see them get together. Roll to the left side. Alyssa Gappas, the third baseman. She makes the play for the out. And Jimmy, RAEGAN Kramer, is out on a little slow roller up that third base line.
Catcher number 34, Jessica Garcia.
Out of Shawnee, Kansas is catcher Jessica Garcia. She goes to work against Marin Judish. Garcia's headed to Wichita State. He's a 20 grad heading into her senior year, and she takes low, 1-0 the count. Dad played softball, mom played softball, grandpa played softball. When you talk about Jessica's family. As a matter of fact, her grandfather played men's Fastpitch and was an excellent boxer, champion-level boxer. So athleticism and softball on both mom and dad and grandpa have all been a part of the men and the women of her family. 2-1 the count. And that's men's Fastpitch. Dad playing men's Fastpitch too.
Yeah, you don't hear that very often, but how much fun is that to have had your dad play Fastpitch and understand the game at a level that you do also?
And that's a benefit that Jessica has. Number 34 in that right-handed batter's box. A team out of Kansas City. Those are good-looking uniforms. Has kind of the local Royals colors, if you will. I'm sure they traveled their own journey, but those are pretty royal blue uniforms and some intimidating uniforms for the team out of Des Moines, Iowa. Speaking of intimidating, how about that changeup? Wow, just when you want to hit it over the wall, Judas drops the slower than slow on you. Can't stay back. The 18U Division National Championship at the platinum level. And it's select fast pitch out of Kansas City in the circle. Getting ready to go to work is Jordan Weber. The lineup she will face has some unique athletes, to say the least. You won't believe the secondary sport for Jalen Vickery outside of softball. Emma Kauf, Ella McVeigh, Alyssa Gappa, Ashley Peters, Olivia Peterson, Emma Richards, Megan GEURICKE, Emily Wood, as you take a look on down that lineup. 1 through 9 for Iowa Premier, a confident bunch, a fun bunch. Leading it off is Jalen Vickery, going to work against Jordan Weber. Weber, a Missouri commit, excited to be close to home, as she says, and playing in the SEC. He bolts that one over the outside corner. There's a strong arm. We see it right out of the gate. 0-1 the count to Jalen Vickery.
Yeah, Weber will throw it in the 60s, the low 60s. She's got a nice rise ball. But she's also developed an off-speed pitch, which has really added to her repertoire and made her just that much more effective.
Vickery out of Illinois, Kankakee, Illinois. As she takes up high and away, and she gave up an opportunity to compete in another championship event to represent this sport she loves, softball. You see, we're looking at an athlete, the leadoff hitter, is the 2019 Chicago Golden Gloves boxing champion. She is one of the best boxers in the Midwest of all female boxers, an elite boxer, reigning junior novice Chicago Golden Gloves boxing championship. As she said, qualified for the national tournament, but opted to come here with her team instead.
You know, if I'm a coach and I see those stats in an athlete, I'm picking her up no matter what, because I know she's got grit, determination. She's an athlete. She's quick, agile.
Tries to catch up with that rise ball. Interesting and fun. The diversity of athletes now. You get to this new generation of athlete. A lot of them play multiple sports. They will focus in on a couple, but what a great collection of athletes we've seen. We've seen an elite bowler, a great golfer, and now a boxer. And she's on. Patiently earns her way on. Great athletic family. Her dad, Michael, was a linebacker for Northwestern in the 80s. Mom was Sandra, a competitive dancer at Northwestern as well. That one, a boxer and a softballer. Emma Kauf now. It's up and away, 1-0 the count to Emma. She's out of Lincoln, Nebraska, Lincoln Southwest High School, and a Georgia Tech commit. Slaps that one off the backstop. And this team winning a state championship, not this past spring, but the spring before, in 2018. That's a patient take and a good one. 2-1 the count. Swings right through an off-speed pitch, throws sails into center field. It's a stolen base for Vickery. Throw off the mark. I don't think an accurate throw gets her, though.
Now, that was a really nice jump by Vickery off second base. I don't think there's much you can do. Look at the transition in this throw. Nice strong throw off the mark, but look at where the hands touch the bag.
Fly ball center field, a couple of steps in. Gentise Phillips turns it into an easy play. And Kauf is retired.
Now batting second baseman number 7, Ella McVeigh.
And Ella McVeigh with her opportunity. The second baseman. Ella runs through that one, a bunt attempt. Dowling Catholic Central High School in the Des Moines area. Program is based in Des Moines. She's headed to play for Coach Hutch at Michigan. That means you're doing well in the classroom and on the softball diamond. Like your school, UCLA, you have to earn your way in academically as well.
Yeah, there's so much competition. The standards have really skyrocketed in terms of what it takes to get into these top-level colleges and be able to balance it when you get there.
A called strike. Aggressive getting off that bag, but Vickery gets back to second. Well, she's pushing the limits. This is fun.
Yeah, Vickery's looking for it, puts on the brakes, and nobody back covering behind her. Look at how quick. I'm telling you, agile. That's that boxing skill.
Smaller list of reserves for both of these teams. Sacrifices for the families to spend this much time out here, to be away from home. Have teams from Southern California or maybe from an Arizona that hang around and make it this far. Then you may have a little bit of a bigger roster, but there are plane tickets and travel involved. And you want to talk about building camaraderie, go on a week road trip and play against the best teams in the country. You know, talk to athletes like you who are now beyond playing at the highest level. Talk to baseball players who have gone on to the major leagues, and you and they look back at this time as being so memorable and pure. The memories, running around in the hotel, you know, telling stories, catching up, taking a swim together. Amazing memories as that's rolled out to short. Good speed, not in time. Good speed on the other corner of the diamond. McVeigh flying up the line, then Vickery, who's been aggressive since she reached base, takes third.
And a ground ball like that, you think you have Vickery held at second base, but she doesn't have to get very far off. Sees the field, she takes off, but the speed of McVeigh down first base gets her there safely. Quick transition and throws not enough. Vickery over into third base safely.
They'll pull offense and defense together to talk things over. Nick Dickel is the head coach of that Iowa Premier program. What a job he has done. Mike Vickery also on his coaching staff. His first base coach, coaching travel ball for 12 years, and we're talking about his daughter and the aggression out there on the base pads, Northwestern linebacker. That's the Iowa staff. We'll get in that dugout and have a conversation in a bit. Alyssa Gappa. She's a 20 grad, hoping to find a place to play in college. Minnesota, Texas, Wisconsin on her short list. Just trying to draw the throw. It was cut off, and so a non-contested stolen base. One is on second and third.
And Iowa Premier just trying to make things happen, force some sort of an errant throw or miscommunication.
Pop that bunt up. Alyssa's mom is Stacy, dad is Frank. She's got a National Player of the Week on her resume at Omaha Northwest High School. One and one the count. Having a hard time squaring up Weber. Loves her rise ball, believes in her rise ball, Weber. Business, her focus academically at Mizzou. Her marketing or sales, she'll say. And is a really good student at Lee Summit West High School. Along with that rise ball is a supreme confidence in changing speeds as well.
Yeah, something that she's developed, but it's such a nice compliment to the rise ball because she can throw that through the zone, that rise ball, at a couple of different levels.
Bouncing ball out to short. The throw is home. The tag applied, but it kicks loose. And looking for an extra base and grabbing it is Gappa. Beautiful throw home. Garcia couldn't hang on. A clean slide by Vickery, but again, just enough to pop that softball loose.
Yeah, a really nice play, nice throw home, but the ball just gets out of the glove on the slide of Vickery. She's smart, heads up, but she's going straight into that bag. The tag is in the perfect position. The ball's just not secure.
So 1-0, Iowa Premier leads it. Illinois native Ashley Peters with her chance. Rock Island High School in Rock Island, Illinois. Ashley has her eyes set on Purdue, as you can see where she is committed. Line drive, base hit, left field. That'll plate another. A beautiful piece of hitting. Letting it travel deep into her stance. It's an RBI for Peters. 2-0, Iowa Premier.
And Peters sits back really well, drives it in that 5-6 hole. That scores a run. Showing so much patience, keeping the hands high, trying to prevent anything getting above the barrel. Drives it down nicely.
Olivia Peterson, the right fielder.
Pitch, Doc. Great pitch.
With a couple of runners and another big opportunity with just one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Big swing, pops it up left field. Deep enough to score a run, we'll see. Hecker fires toward the plate. The slide in there, saved. 3-0 the score. Alyssa Gappa coming on ahead of the throw of Hecker. What a great start for the team out of Des Moines, Iowa. And an RBI for Peterson.
I'm just doing the little things, putting the ball in play. Here, a sacrifice fly just deep and out into left field. Too far for Hecker to make the play. Gappa in safely.
Now batting right fielder number 1, Olivia Peterson.
Emma Richards, number 10 on the back of that jersey, the left fielder.
And Emma Richards.
Waukee, Iowa, Waukee High School. And she is a Drake University commit. Younger sister's 15, her younger sister is Kaylee. Changed up on her right down the middle, 0-2 the count. Emma's mom, Jen, played her sport as well in college. Blew her away, soft, then hard outside. Statement made, though. Walk, single, fielder's choice, then another single, sack, fly. 3-0, Iowa Premier leads it. 18U National Championship. What a beautiful night for champions to be crowned and for softball. Bill Barber Park, Deanna Manning Stadium in Irvine, California. The Premier Girls Fastpitch 18U National Championship in the Platinum Division. And things that make you go, the strong start for the team out of Iowa. Bouncing ball, and it's a foul ball. This is KELSEE Mortimer. She's at Liberty High School. She, too, is a Mizzou commit. She looks into that other dugout and sees one of her future teammates, this 20 grad. Said it's been a dream of mine since I was little. To go to Mizzou, let alone play at Mizzou, and she's going to get to do both. Just off the plate.
Judish really prides herself on being able to command all of her pitches. including that off-speed pitch.
That changeup, it's an uncomfortable look.
She does a nice job of selling it. She's very deceptive in her windup, and then look at the way it drops down in the zone.
3-2 the count. Marin fires it. It's hit hard foul, so we'll do it one more time down that third base line. Marin with some bright sunshine as she turns around to take a look at her teammates. The shadows fall as the sun sets out to the west. Not directly really affecting any of the fielders. It's not in the eye of any of the fielders. Maybe a throw across the diamond to first, possibly. And the hitters have a little bit of sunlight they're dealing with as well. Look out over there. Shantice Phillips had to dance out of the way. That's where the sun, just affecting watching from the dugout.
Yeah, the place
That's
where you want to be able to see the
and
bat.
your seat, too.
Yeah, I've got some. It's got another couple minutes and it'll be gone.
Flip the changeup high. A good way to start things. A strong at bat and a walk after a clean first inning. Select fast pitch, Kansas City based with those beautiful royal blue and white uniforms. Here's Shantice Phillips, another Mizzou commit. Strike one, pulls that one back, 0-1 the count.
Isn't that your goal as a college coach, is to keep all the best athletes you have local in state, keep them wanting to come, stay close to home?
Yes. Not all can do it. Popped up back of second. Ella McVeigh puts that one away over her shoulder, so Phillips goes down. We'll share a little bit more about who she is as a person a little bit later on. But this is the left-handed hitter, Reggie Hecker. Great shot of Gappa and GEURICKE on the left side, hit hard. Nice little flip play. That was kind of fancy. Looked like it was hit hard, but quite frankly, it wasn't. It died off the end of the bat. And so with that deception, this turns out to be a nice play by GEURICKE, the shortstop.
A nice solid swing through, but off the end of the bat. Good heads-up play to just handle a nice flip over to second for that force out.
Another hard bouncing ball. Easy chance. McVeigh turns it into an out. A couple of base runners in this inning, but nothing. A couple of zeros put on the board by Marin Judish, 18U National Championship. Strong start, stepping out of the gates. The team from Iowa. Pups having a good time. What do they call that in professional sports? Bark at the park, where they encourage folks to bring their dogs to a game. This seems more appropriate where there's actually grass. A little pugoo there. Good looking little pug. 0-1 the count to Megan GEURICKE, who really is a good shortstop. There's some instinct there. Northern Illinois commit into left field. Had some rise to it, some backspin, but Reggie Hecker with a couple of steps over makes the play and gets the Northern Illinois commit, who's out of Alexandria, South Dakota. And so it's Emily Wood's turn. Emily, the center fielder, Bettendorf, Iowa, her home, Pleasant Valley High School. She's a 21 grad, still non-committed. Tries to run a bunt right out of the box, and smelling it out, making a fine play is Maddie Swanson. If you're not on that first step, if your throw's not accurate, no chance. Great speed for Wood.
Yeah, so smooth out of the box. Look at the hands out front, sees the bunt down, and wheels it down to first base. That is a close play.
Want to know the count to Jalen Vickery.
Don't kid, J-Dog. Keep battling, kid.
J-Vic, I can hear her teammates calling her. Not sure if we're allowed to have favorites. I'm not sure the rules. You didn't tell me before, but anyone who's a Golden Gloves boxing champion, who's passionate about that sport, which kind of comes outside of what you would think. Even for the most modern of talented athletes, especially younger athletes. I mean, boxing in the women's world and alternative fighting as well, and MMA, all very strong women involved in that sport, but it's fun to hear a young athlete that embraces boxing.
Yeah, I feel like we're starting to see a wider range of diversity in the multi-sport athlete, gymnastics, dance, jiu-jitsu, but boxing, you don't hear that very often.
Well, that's a great effort there. Mortimer just couldn't get there. She's patient. For someone in her other sport who has to be aggressive, she's really patient. Not when she gets on the base pad, she's not. Takes it the other way, beautiful swing. That one dies into the glove of the left fielder. So the Golden Glover that time, boxing that is, puts it in the glove of the left fielder, Reggie Hecker, who puts it away. End of 2, Iowa Premier leading at 3-0, 18U Platinum National Championship. The folks out of Kansas City, the Select Fastpitch program, looking to get things going offensively. Their head coach Eric Jones and his squad. So far, it's been an Iowa kind of day. A chance to get to know Coach Jones and Coach Dickel in each dugout. This is Hannah McGivern, and the first pitch is high, 1-0 the count. And a chance to spend some time with the Mizzou commit and her mom, Julie, before the game. She is making sure there's not a lot of strike zone with that stance. There's a big dramatic bend at the waist, hands out away from her body. It's a fun and unique approach for Hannah. And obviously the one that works for her. 2-1 the count. Dad, by the way, we told you about mom Julie. Dad is Sean and younger brother is Jonah. They played football at Kansas. And she was rewarded for that stance right there. She just ducked that pitch.
And only she'd taken away the entire plate, but also some height on the strike zone. You can see once she stands up, that pitch is right down the middle.
So she came right back, 3-2 the count. There's some good speed with Hannah. As a matter of fact, at the high school level, at West Platte High School, she competes track and field. All-academic state track runner. Changed up on her, and down she goes. Really effective pitch there.
Made a nice adjustment, put that ball down further into the zone. Nothing you could do about laying off that. Gets the strikeout with the off speed.
Kansas City native Lillie Walden. Jumps ahead, 1-0 the count. Clemson, Arkansas, Georgia. Some of the desired schools for this 21 grad. Chops that one foul. Lillie plays in events like this, works hard in the classroom, makes as many good decisions as a young person can to honor her mom. Her mom, who she lost 2 years ago to cancer. She said, and these are her words, "Through the grace of God, family, and friends, and the love we share for softball, I've been able to get through it and be a better person on and off the field." She takes a strike. Can't imagine, no matter your age. No matter your age. My mom's still alive, I'm 49.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being a young person and losing someone that important in your life.
I can't imagine either.
Little bouncing ball, easy chance there. Judas with a easy play. But Walden, in sharing that with us, wanted that to be part of her story, so we appreciate her being open with that. I'm sure that just a couple of years removed.
Yeah, it just reminds you how important this game is in a number of different ways to these athletes. It is family.
Well said. Grace Baines rolls out to short. A place to escape, whether you have a tough test, a fight with your boyfriend, or something as life-changing, as painful as that. Softball pulls everyone together. Is it a Snapchat? Instagram? Is it the makings of a TikTok video? Maybe a short clip you're putting together? I'm not sure. Snack Bar has really good grilled stuff, though. Or maybe just checking out someone else's Instagram feed. 0-1 the count, strike one to Emma Kauf out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Amanda Freed, Darren Sutton, the 18U Platinum Division Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship game. Iowa Premier in black. And in that beautiful royal blue, literally looking like the Kansas City Royals in their coloring. The select Fastpitch, a team out of Kansas City. And these two teams play each other a lot. Yet they had to play all kinds of other teams to see one another again. That's kind of fun.
But playing each other throughout the year definitely prepared them to be here today.
Went down and got that one. Fly ball center field. Hung up nicely, though, for Shantice Phillips. Well, both these teams were undefeated, Amanda. You and I were talking about it before the game. And it was really good pitching, and there were tight games for both teams. I mean, it's not like they were dominating 8-1 every game. You learn about the character when you're winning 3-2 and 2-1.
Shot.
Ella McVee takes strike one.
It definitely helps to stay in that winner's bracket throughout this tournament, though. Avoid those long days on the field.
Slaps that one in between hop. Incredible play by Grace Baines. The accurate throw, throwing on the run, dealing with the speed in that in-between hop.
Now batting third
As
baseman,
soon as
number
you see
16,
this ball
Alyssa
take that
Kappa.
second hop, you think McVeigh's going to be there. But a nice, strong throw across the diamond gets her for the out.
Do it, Grace Baines. That was outstanding. Off speed, way out front, Alyssa Kappa.
It's such a nice placed slap. Just gets her. That's a nice stretch over there by KELSEE Mortimer as well.
Both these shortstops, fun to watch. Screwball nails the inside corner to Kappa. Reached on the fielder's choice in the first inning, picked up an RBI on the ground ball. Play went home, slide. Softball's knocked loose by Jalen Vickery, earning Kappa an RBI in the first run of this game. 1-2 the count here in the bottom of the third inning. Alyssa's father, Frank, experienced what she wants to experience, playing on the diamond in college. He did it at Kansas State. Right in on the hands. That's some strength there. Base hit, center field. Kappa's been on twice today. That was not a hitter's pitch at all.
No, that was a nice pitch, actually. Just so much power in this swing. Kappa muscles it through the middle of the field into the outfield for the base hit. Look at the location of this pitch. That was the one we were talking about in the last ball game where you want to throw it. You just want it in a little bit tighter, but that is not a fun pitch to swing at. That's just some good hand-eye coordination. Nice movement with that barrel, trying to get it as close to the ball as possible.
Oh, that was a great
And
look.
then strength. That was a great shot.
Changeup stays high and inside. That told the whole story right there in that freeze frame. That was off the plate and still running in. Well, if you're going to swing at that, it's not for the faint of heart. You had better do it with aggression.
Yeah, commit to that. Commit through that swing.
And you can tell maybe a little frustrated. Weber, after making a good pitch, falls behind now. 3-0 the count to Ashley Peters. Peters singled in a run back in the first inning. Comes right down the middle for a strike. Missed with that one. Just off the plate, so there's ball 4.
Right fielder number 1, Olivia
Yeah, we've seen
Peterson.
a bit of a tight zone on both sides. So it's definitely not just one side or the other, but when you're the pitcher in the circle, you're hunting for that strike zone. You want those calls.
Weber's starting to show some curiosity as to where maybe pitches are. Not a lot. And it's a normal reaction. Earl Thomas is the home plate umpire. Owen Sales high. Heidi Cliff is at first. Denise Lorenzi is at second. And Michael Patterson at third. Those are our umpires. There goes Fastpitch National Championship. Yeah, she's seeing a strike zone that's getting smaller. There you go.
And she's going after it with every pitch. That's the bottom of the strike zone. We've seen just off the plate.
That's in. And that's ball 4. And a visit. Just trying to pull things together. You want to keep it exactly where it is, but with a couple of outs, you don't want to let things get away from you. The strike zone maybe has gotten away a little bit. And for Weber, I think this may be a time to make a change. Let's see. She's in the 60 pitch number, 35 strikes, and she'll give up the softball.
Now pitching for select fast pitch.
Lillie
Number
Walden.
14, Lillie Walden.
Lillie Walden will get an opportunity now. And so we'll get to see Lillie go to work. Walden already with a bat in her hands as the DP. Out of Christ Prep. Her sharing her story. Lillie's earlier about honoring her mom, who she lost a couple of years ago. Scouting report, I'll let you tackle it and you tell me what this means for who she is as a pitcher.
Oh, we've seen just in her warm-up pitches the velocity she's got down in the zone. She likes her fastball. She'll locate it on the corners, a nice changeup. And then you could tell in the way that she moves the ball in just these warm-ups, she's got a nice drop ball. And so use that curve and rise. So she's got a little bit of everything. She throws in the low 60s. She's had a bit of a nagging groin injury that she's working through, but looking to further her career after softball and aviation.
How about that?
I've seen so many interesting career paths.
How about that? Wants to be a pilot.
A corporate pilot.
Darts it over the inside corner for strike 1. She's got the bases full. Well, these are the type of situations that won't rattle you when you've had your life journeys that she's had. Jordan Weber, in the end, saw a couple of walks and her. We'll see if we see her re-enter at some point when she's needed. Right now, this is Lillie's chance. After the walk to Peterson. Emma Richards takes strike 3. How about cleaning that up, Lillie? Flying high with that one. The future corporate pilot comes in. Let's see if her team can take this motivation and pick up their first hit, a run or two. It's been fun to watch the energy of this Iowa Premier program. Their head coach is Greg Dickel, their team undefeated to arrive at this championship spot. Hey, Greg, congratulations on the week thus far. If I was a young athlete and wanted to play for your program and had the skill set, what are some of your non-negotiables to put on one of those Iowa Premier uniforms if I wanted to represent your program?
I'd say non-negotiables. You have to be a committed player. We have the unique situation of Iowa high school softball being played from about May 10th through July 28th. So there's about 13 kids back in Iowa right now playing the Iowa High School State Tournament tonight.
Wow.
And so those kids choose to play high school in the summer, and they don't do travel ball in the summer. So that's a unique situation. So we're looking for kids, not that we don't want them to play high school softball, but as I said, it's the only state in the United States that plays high school in the summer. So we deal with that unique situation.
That's so interesting, and you obviously are putting it together. Your athletes are performing. I want to talk about that first inning. You came out aggressive on the base paths at the plate. Is that an approach that you like to tell your players to get after at the beginning, and how important was that in this ball game?
Well, we work on manufacturing runs. We know that this tournament is really about swing and miss pitching and really good defense behind that pitcher. And so we look to manufacture runs when we have opportunities on base, and we want to push base paths and get that 1, 2 to 3 runs to where our pitchers can work and have our defense work behind them. So we understand what the tournament's about. This is our third Platinum 18U championship game in 5 seasons. And so and a lot of our teams have gone deep in this tournament at all age levels. So we understand what it takes out here, and that's kind of our process.
Wait, I have to ask you about one athlete before we let you go. You've got to tell me everything you can about Jalen Vickery, the elite boxer and softball player.
Yes, going to the University of Illinois. But the uniqueness about her is that this past spring, in April, she entered the U18 Gold Glove Championships for boxing in Chicago and won all 3 events by knockout, and was named the U18 Female Gold Gloves Champion in Chicago this year. So she's tough. So.
That's great stuff. Hey, congratulations on your week, and good luck the next couple of innings.
All right, thanks for what you do for us. Thank you.
Yeah, we're honored to do it, and a wonderful, wonderful squad. That's a fun athlete to talk about. Well, they all are, because most are achieving in the classroom, extra community work, part of their academic programs now. I mean, if you're an elite athlete, you kind of jump everything up. You just do. I mean, your requirements with regard to the community, with regard to academics, you're thinking, I have to make the grades to help get the scholarship.
And it's so interesting that I always forget about the high school dynamic out there and the challenge of putting a team together that, because playing high school softball is such an important part of being a high school student athlete.
What a play at third. Alyssa Gappa. We'll finish talking about that in a bit. The uniqueness of Iowa softball and these athletes making the decision to play travel ball. And when you make the decision, you better be all in. She is. Select Fastpitch out of Kansas City. What a showing they have had here in Southern California. And their head coach, wonderful to talk with, Eric Jones. Hey, Eric, thanks for hanging out with us. How proud are you of the Midwest in softball that these two teams, you guys see each other a lot in the Midwest, yet you guys came out and represented your region, your state, and you're here in the championship. How proud are you of Midwest softball?
Man, we couldn't be prouder. We have a lot of great athletes and softball programs in Kansas City, and it's only getting better. We got several organizations that are starting to step up, and it's great to come out here and be able to represent the Midwest. I think it's a great showing that both of us are here, and we know each other so well. That's kind of what adds another dimension in this game.
You got a lot of depth in your circle, so we had a chance to see Jordan Weber and now Lillie Walden. Talk a little bit about Jordan Weber, what she brings to the table, and then your decision to go with Lillie Walden here in this inning.
Jordan Weber's our horse. I mean, she's the reason why we're here today. Lillie Walden is young. Last year she could have played 14s. This year she could have been a first-year 16. This is her second year playing 18 gold, and I just can't say enough about her and her maturity. But, Jordan Weber, I mean, she's pitched almost every game we've had, at least at some point this weekend, and she's carried us to this point. And, she got us through those first 3 innings with 1 hit, and now we're going to let Lillie take it over and see what she can do.
Real quick before we let you go,
Sure.
that left side of your infield, Maddie Swanson, Grace Baines, my goodness, fun to watch the way they communicate, the defense they've shown. You're spoiled because they can play.
Oh, we are, and Hannah McGivern and Grace Baines will flip second short. We want them getting a lot of experience at both positions so that when they go on to college, they have that in their toolbox. But, yeah, we work a lot on the speed of the game and playing fast and just having good mechanics.
Hey, congratulations thus far, and good luck the next couple of innings.
Thank you, guys.
That fine program throw down, not in time. Stolen base, more aggression on the base pads. Emily Wood, who picked up the single after making GEURICKE grounded out. Wood with the single and now the stolen base. Hey, by the way, thanks to Eric Jones. Enjoyed talking with him all week long.
And this is just a nice throw on the money. But Wood got a great jump. We saw some of her speed down the base path.
So this is an approach thing, and you can just feel the fact that they know they have a smaller strike zone, and there's not much chasing at all going on. Driven to left field. That's twice. She's let it travel and tried to crush it to left. That's a pretty approach. Vickery has flied to left her last 2 times.
Such a nice, patient approach, too. She can do that because she's so quick. She just reacts to the pitch. Beautiful swing, driving it. Not much you can say about that. Just right at the fielder.
Emma Kalfas flied to center field twice. Joanna's mom and dad is Ted. Her older sister is Abby. And her younger brother is Nick. Just a little bit younger. Emma's really strong in the classroom. A 4.3 GPA, NHS member. 1-2 the count. Bottom of the 4th inning. Not a hit. Not a single hit on the board for Select Fastpitch. Not yet. That one skips away. And Wood, of course, moves up to 3rd on the wild pitch.
This one just gets away from Walden. Past Garcia behind the plate. Nice heads-up base running by Wood.
They have got to leave that runner at 3rd. The way things have gone, the uphill battle they've had, that would feel, again, we talked about it in an earlier game, 1 run would feel like 5 more. And that's how important that add-on run is for Iowa Premier. Infield, outfield straight. Close to the bag at 3rd, Swanson. That's a good pitch. And she went around. Went around on the swing there, and strong work for Lillie. In fact, they got that one right on the money. Premier Girls Fastpitch National Championship, 18U, Platinum Division. Iowa Premier starting to count down outs. And outs, it's not that they've been easy to come by, but Marin Judish has made it look that way. Out of Waukee, Iowa, the Baylor commit, she has yet to give up a hit. And when you're doing it through 4, spinning a no-hitter, it's time to start talking about things. Shantice Phillips, tired of waiting, steps out.
I think what's been so impressive about Judish is it hasn't appeared to be easy. She's not striking out a lot of hitters, 4 strikeouts. She's struggled a little bit finding the strike zone as well, as it's gotten a little tight, but she's worked through. She's thrown ground balls, let her defense work.
And here we go. There's the first hit. Shantice Phillips gets things started. You kept that run from scoring. You keep it at 3-0. You come right back with a base hit, your first hit. And we're just 2nd time through the order. When you've dominated, you're not 3rd time through the order yet. So just now finishing up 2nd time through the order.
And doing the little things, just making solid contact, not trying to hit the ball over the fence.
Reagan Hecker with Shantice out at first. Shantice plays to honor her grandfather, who she recently lost. Her biggest inspiration, she says. Let's see what Reggie has in store as far as moving her around. The Valpo commit, the 20 grad. She even dropped Valpo's hashtag on us when she was sharing about her commitment to Valparaiso. Hashtag down in brown, bold in gold. Valparaiso, not too far from Chicago and Indiana. Great athletic program at that mid-major level. All sports, really. Just got a piece of that off speed. 2-2 the count to Reggie Hecker.
Just trying to put the ball in play.
She did. That's a base hit into center field. Back-to-back singles. Clean singles. Great approaches. And the bats awaken for select fast pitch.
Just simple approaches, just contacting the ball, showing the bunt for a timing mechanism, pulling it back, and just punching it into center field.
Maddie takes outside, 2-0 the count. Maddie's proud of her parents. Heather and Brad, and there's a reason why, what they have overcome. And they're still Heather and Brad, mom and dad. As that one misses outside. Some action in the bullpen for Iowa Select. Ashley Peters, the DP, is warming out there as that one is outside. Ball 4, bases are loaded. I'll tell you why she's proud of her parents. She said they inspire me a ton. You see, they were teen parents. My sister was born when my mom was 16, and I was born when they were 19. They never gave up on us or their dreams or one another, and we have a wonderful life together. That is the base runner at first base, and that's a cool story. That's Maddie Swanson. Making mom Heather and dad Brad very proud. And now that they made it through their challenging journey, you have cool young parents. You know, you make it through your challenging journey, your parents are cooler than everybody else's. Base is full. Single, walk. Yeah, there's some discussion about the strike zone, and that's what's being talked about with the visit. It's been consistent. It's been consistently challenging. It hasn't been inconsistent, right? And you've dealt with it as a pitcher.
Yeah, and you know what? The first couple of at-bats were hits, so that's what gets it going, and then it's a momentum game. And, you know, yeah, that pitch you want called for a strike. That's in the strike zone, but we haven't seen that called consistently throughout the game. We've seen that called a ball, so it's hard to challenge the consistency when it is like that. You just have to do a better job of putting it where he's going to call it, putting it where the hitter's going to swing it, throw to the miss hits instead of the swing and misses, and let your defense work.
1-1 the count to Hannah McGivern. All-state track star, I should say, 4 times. This 19 grad, she'll enroll soon in Mizzou. She's on her way. What a fun way to go out. You wrap up your prep and pre-college career with something like this. Got the call on the swing. Great rise ball. That small crouch is tough, but that's a huge strikeout.
Yeah, I agree. Hunching over, you see that pitch, it's hard to stand tall and get it. Watch the side swing. I think that's a good call and a great spot for that pitch.
Lillie Walden has come on to work in the circle, worked very effectively. Now Lillie rolls that one foul. Oh, and 1 the count. Erin Judish had not given up a hit coming into this inning. Now she's got the bases loaded. She's trying to have a clean inning. I think the big mistake you don't want to make is try and strike everyone out and give up more than you want. You can trade runners for outs here. You can have that ground ball where maybe you just get 1 and a run scores, but then there's 2 outs. That's just the first run. That's Shantice Phillips at third.
And that's The great thing about pitching with the lead is you can look at your options and take the best option, get the out, allow a run to score. You never want to allow a run to score, of course, but you can't consistently put runners on base via the walk. You have to let your defense do a job behind you.
Back to the screen it goes. Three and two the count. Now that temptation for a strikeout looms. What a big turning point in the game we're looking at right now. Bases full, 3-2. Pitch in, rolls it foul.
Walden up there with an opportunity to get a couple runs across and help out her own cause. Just something about a hitting pitcher. I don't know when it's...
She went for the strikeout. Instead, it's a run. The rise ball and a great take by Lillie Walden. That's exactly what we talked about. You try to be perfect and not give up any. You may give up 4.
And this is a great eye because this pitch will get swung at really often because of the heightened pressure in the situation. You want to get it done. You want that pitch in the zone.
Boy, it's shallow, very shallow, not deep enough. Fires a strike home. That's a huge second out. Now you exhale, and you can even move past that walk if you clean it up. You've only given up 1. One big out to get, though, and standing in the way is RAEGAN Kramer, who is 0 for 2.
Number 99, RAEGAN Kramer.
Some discussion, maybe a decision made, maybe a runner for Lillie. Let's see. And that's exactly what it is. They'll run for Lillie Walden.
Running for the DP, number 23,
Jordan Weber, who has shared time in the circle, started this game as the pitcher. She'll run. That allows Lillie to get a cup of water, sit for a moment, catch her breath before she goes back to work. And now what is a crucial game with her team coming back. Teammates call her Jimmy. RAEGAN Kramer. 1-0 the count.
Select fast pitch has really taken away the top part of the zone with the way that they're crouching in the batter's box.
There was no shame in her game with that swing. That was a rip. That's fun to see. Another one, this time to the left side. Boy, defense perfectly by Gappa, who you've seen make a couple of fine plays. Matter of fact, got Kramer earlier in this game. You give up 1, you feel like you're just fine. On the other hand, those bats are starting to wake up for select fast pitch. 3-1 the score, bottom of the 5th next. Picture this, just another amazing event put on by Premier Girls Fast Pitch. Back at the ballpark, Amanda Freed, Olympian and All-American. My name is Darren Sutton. We're glad you're spending time online with us or on your smartphone, smart television, wherever you're taking this in. And Ella McVeigh leads it off. McVeigh takes in, and by the way, if you're watching the archive of this game, you won't believe what happens. Just go ahead and leave you with that. 3-1 the score. Iowa Premier in black, and the royal blue and white. The select Fastpitch team out of Kansas City, Missouri. Iowa Premier out of Des Moines, Iowa. The players that travel to join them from around the Midwest. 2-1 the count to Ella. Heading to Michigan, as we were sharing with you earlier. She's played in these nationals. Her head coach was talking about the last 4 years. Little roller, right side, not an easy play. Wow, but it's made in spectacular fashion. Hannah McGivern, who is headed off to play for Mizzou, shows them what they've got to expect.
And take a look at how close this is. Nice job getting down the line. Looks like McVeigh gets her foot in safely, but she hesitates about 5 feet up from the base. Looks like she was anticipating a throw coming in at the baseline.
And the obvious part about that play is you have zero momentum on your throw. You are running as hard as you can away from your target. And so McGivern able to put enough on it.
This is a great transition. Just a little dart throw.
Lillie deals that one home. Not a fun hop, but dealt with very nicely. Maddie Swanson handled that 1-2 punch very well. The third baseman jumped on her just a bit.
Got some great fielding work here. As that ball jumps up, nice job. Swanson smothers it, throws it across the diamond.
Jessica Garcia scoops that one up. She's done a fine job behind the plate. Both catchers have been fun to watch today. Ashley Peters jumps ahead in the count 1-0. I guess if Ashley is heading to Purdue, which she is, her color's pretty similar, right? Pretty similar colors at Purdue. There's a look at Jessica Garcia. Three and 0 the count. Her mom, Debbie, talking about Ashley. Played at Indiana State, played softball. And is in the Hall of Fame. Had that big of a career at Indiana State. 3-1. Dad is Mike.
It's fun to see that there are more and more athletes who have had parents and moms compete in softball at the collegiate level.
Ashley's been no fun to deal with. She's single, drove in a run, and walked twice.
Now batting right fielder number 1, Olivia Peterson.
Base runners are everything. Give yourself more chance. On-base percentage is everything. And Ashley has been perfect so far. Peterson to the right side. In between. That's not an easy play for McGivern. Drawing a throw to third. Reaching for the tag, not in time. Following, though, Olivia Peterson, a great job base running as RAEGAN Kramer threw it all the way to third, and Peterson moved up. That ball just ate up McGivern. You could see with the base runner and all coming together was tough.
Yeah, I think the hop started it. She misread that long hop and then got by her. The base runner shielded her view. A long throw by Kramer from right field to third. A strong throw and another hesitation by McVeigh running. Almost gets herself caught out at third.
Two outs now.
Your pitch, good, hit it hard.
And so Emma Richards has the opportunity to really put some damage and some distance. It's the Drake commit who wants to study elementary education with a minor in Spanish in college. Rocket shot. Foul ball. Wow. Richards, who has struck out twice, was ready this time.
Well, look at this ball. Oh. That looks just foul. What an aggressive first swing.
Heidi Cliff doing a nice job getting out of the way. Making a good call over there at first. This is Abby Squire hitting, by the way. Abby getting the opportunity to go to work. Number 53 on that jersey. Fine play is made. Abby got the call to swing the bat. And the young, talented Nebraska commit is retired. Nearly missed driving in a pair. 3-1 is the score. The very best athletes in the nation, all of them heading to the major conferences, all of them looking ahead to being All-Americans. It's the 3rd annual Premier Girls Fastpitch High School All-American Game. What a great gathering of athletes. 4:30 Pacific. This game will come into your living room. You can catch it right here online or on television on ESPNU. It's fun. We're spoiled to get to be a part of it. Some legendary coaches, by the way. I have a legend sitting next to me calling the game, but all of her former teammates are down there coaching at the international level.
Yeah, that's a fun day. It's been fun also following throughout their college careers, those All-Americans.
Jessica Garcia. Strikeout and a ground out. 1-1 the count. Real trendsetter. PGF and Dan Hay putting that game together and pulling together these athletes, celebrating their accomplishments. Hard ground ball to third on top. Gappa, who's been good all day long, made a nice play to end the 5th inning. That's 4 opportunities, and she has been clean on all of them.
Now batting first baseman number 22, KELSEE Mortimer.
Some tough plays also, some hard shots. You can see her prep in her step. She kind of gets a little jump into her position, keeps on her toes, and uses some nice glove work.
This is KELSEE Mortimer. KELSEE's a 20 grad, where she has earned this spot on the national stage and earned an opportunity to go to Mizzou. But KELSEE is another one of those athletes who talked about the contact rules, the new recruiting rules, communicating with an athlete their junior year in the fall of their junior year. Mortimer is another one who benefits from that, and she'll even say, I wasn't much of a player with regard to playing time my freshman year. I watched a lot from the bench. Now she's going to Mizzou. And one of those athletes that blooms a little bit later, grabs the bull by the horns, and all of a sudden, because she was allowed to do that and didn't quit because maybe everyone else committed through the time, it's positive. It's that hard. Mortimer went up and crushed that one hard on the ground. The last couple of innings, they've made noise. There was 4 base runners in the 5th inning. Here's the first of the 6th.
And a nice hard line drive by Mortimer into left field, getting things going for select Fastpitch. I can't say enough good things, you know, Darren, about that recruiting rule change and what it's given to these athletes.
Shantice Phillips flies to right. It actually opens more doors instead of closing them. Encourages more to play longer. You know, the challenges of being a high school student, period, are hard enough in a teenager. And you start adding layers to it. A lot of the athletes, you know, with regard to club sports, you'll lose a lot of the athletes as high school progresses. You know, academics, social, some of them work. Line drive, enough over the head of the shortstop, Megan GEURICKE, and here's 2 more base runners. Reggie Hecker with a 2-out single. Runners on first and second, 2 outs for the select Fastpitch.
Now making some noise. Hecker now just enough to get over GEURICKE's head at shortstop.
Hey, take the river back.
Maddie with a walk back in the 5th inning. Pops that one up left side. Put away over there by Gappa, who is perfect defensively all day long. 3 outs away, and they hope to add on to the talented squad, Iowa Premier PGF National Championship. The light's shining down, and they hope, the squad from Iowa, that it's a national championship. This is coming off after that inning comes to an end, getting closer to putting it away. Look, she's had to walk a tightrope a little bit more, Marin Judish, over the last couple of innings, and that's when you really learn. You went through it too. That's when you really learn what you're about. Deeper in a game, base runners every inning.
Hey, as you know, you have to continue to redefine yourself out there in the circle, and it gets tougher.
Megan GEURICKE. Janella's mom, Doug, his dad. Mom played college basketball at Dakota Wesleyan University. Lillie Walden skips that one in there, 3-0 the count. Well, Lillie's been strong since coming on and has kept zeros up on the board. And has dealt with the smaller strike zone. This is the most important inning for her. They can't have anything else cross the plate. Inside, off speed, ball 4.
A ton of confidence throwing that pitch with a 3-1 count. Well executed, just missing the strike zone. Take a look at the location. I think if GARCIA is set up on the inside part of the plate, that might have been called a strike, but it appears to cross her up a little bit, and it looks like it moves more out of the strike zone. But a conversation going out there in the circle, because you want to get your team back in the dugout. You just came off of a couple of innings where you're really firing offensively, getting runners on base, putting a run up on the board. You want to continue on with that going into the 7th inning without allowing another run scored.
You're talking a moment ago about a very close pitch, maybe some movement by Jessica. She did everything in the end once it got there, though.
Yeah, the actual location of the pitch looked really good. It was just when you get a changeup off speed, it dips down a lot of times, and you just have to get around it as much as you can, pull it into the strike zone.
Emily bunts through that one, draws a quick snap throw out to first. Emily Wood is grounded out, she is singled. Jessica GARCIA trying to get an out, help her pitcher out any way she can. Screwball misses outside, 1-2 the count. Emily's older sister is KELSEE. She's a 21 grad. Her mom is Linda, dad is Tom. Two and 1 the count. Wood right now, an athlete playing with torn labrum. She exercises every night, light dumbbell weights, trying to keep her shoulder strong, ices it. But eventually she's going to have surgery. Right now, playing through that.
That's when you ask the question of the doctor, can I make it worse?
Right.
Can I continue to play? We got one more week in my season.
Yeah. Drop down a beautiful bunt that hugs that line and just trickles foul.
Well, this was a great split-second decision to let that go foul, or at least give it an opportunity to. It would have been a tremendously difficult play for either Swanson or Garcia to get out and make the play at first base on that, so instead they let it roll foul.
And Jessica with a great decision there on 3-2. Bolt down the line, in there for a base hit. Taking that extra bag to third, drawing the throw, and it's not in time. Great base running by Megan GEURICKE. She was committed to making them make that throw. So a walk and now a single and a chance to add on for Iowa Premier.
Yeah, some good aggressive base running. Legs it out over the third, that throw off the money. So it's situations like that that you take back the comment, well, maybe I should have attempted to play at that bunt. But instead, a great job Emily Wood does of coming up and going for the swing and getting it out into right field. She's just hugging that plate, gets an inside pitch and drives it. Nice bat speed.
Offensive meeting forces a meeting at the mound. Catcher, all infielders. Out there with Lillie Walden.
Here we go.
Back to the top of the order with our Gold Glove winner, boxer, Jalen Vickery, who has had a walk, a stolen base, and 2 really solid approaches, hitting hard line drives the other way to the left. This boxer in her class and her age group in the state of Illinois, one of the better softball players. They're not about to throw that one and let a run cross. Instead, it's a stolen base. And now a golden chance for Vickery. There are those hands that are peaceful on the bat. They do damage when you put boxing gloves on them.
That infield is pinched way in tight. Outfielders are medium shallow depth. Select does not want another run to cross the plate.
Two and one to count. She keeps trying to split that gap. They're defending her almost like in the outfield anyway, like she's a right-handed pull hitter. There is a ton of space in left center field. It's unique because the only player that's playing her the other way is the left fielder. Center fielder is playing her straight up.
And after watching what she's been doing, that gap is looking real nice right now.
3-1. Took a shot that way, this time on the ground. It's a base hit and an RBI. An unbelievable approach with regard to taking it the other way. Now she's trying to force the issue on the base paths, and she takes second. Wow. Vickery with an RBI. The third time she's gone the other way. The second time she's run the bases really aggressively. And 4-1 is the score.
And first of all, take a look at that piece of hitting. You could see how deep it travels into her stance. She just goes with it. That's the third time today she's done that. Look at her, the positioning of her feet and then where she makes contact. She is looking opposite field. That's where her power is. And then she is just taking risks on the base paths. You should be hung out to dry if you're right there. That's a throw and an out, but instead she draws the throw and still manages to make it over to second base.
So, and help me out with this. I mean, 0-1 is to count, by the way. 4-1 is to score. And McAuliffe calls time to step out. That's a calculated risk. That's not a foolish risk. She knows exactly what she's doing in that. I mean, she slows the game down. Whether it's, too bold or not, she knew exactly what she wanted to do, right?
Yes.
Well, she is a fun one to watch. And trying to keep it here, not wanting to let it get out of hand. Emma's fly to center field a couple of times and has struck out.
One last time.
So they're going to intentionally walk Emma Kauf.
Here we go. Come on, kid.
To load the bases, and this may be a pitching change here. Comes back out to chat with Lillie Walden. And it looks like, my guess is we will see Jordan Weber, who we saw earlier, come back on and go to work.
Pitching for Select Fastpitch, number 23, Jordan Weber.
And that's exactly what it is.
Well, you got a thin roster traveling out here to play. You don't have a lot of options. You've got your pitchers in the lineup going back and forth, pinch running for each other. It's nice to be able to interchange when you need it.
It's a pretty cool visual, by the way, as she warms up out there. Behind her are her teammates and the pitcher she replaced. There's her line earlier. 2 2/3, 3 runs allowed. They're all gathered behind her, and on the far right, that's the pitcher she replaced. Kind of a team effort. You relish moments like these if you're an athlete. Listens into the pitcher's meeting. Lillie Walden. Still deciding where she wants to go play college. Wishes her teammates well and heads back to the dugout.
Second baseman, number 7, Ella McVeigh.
Simple moment, but a cool moment. Here's Ella McVeigh. Singled, stolen a base, grounded out a couple of times. Weber spins that screwball, misses outside. 1-0 the count. Iowa Premier in the black uniforms, leading it 4-1. Out of Des Moines, Iowa. Drops down a bunt, diving attempt. It trickles loose. Everybody's safe. Great effort by Swanson. Couldn't make it until another run is added.
Yeah, this is a nice effort. Almost gets that ball, lays it out, keeps it in front. But just doing anything she can to prevent another run from scoring.
Third baseman, number 16, Alyssa Gappa.
Alyssa Gappa has reached on a fielder's choice, singled and grounded out.
Shot top. Aggressive to it, yeah. Doesn't matter which one.
0-2 the count. Couple of quick strikes to Gappa. How about 3 in a row? Wow, Weber dealing. Big time there for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Weber coming in strong, hitting those corners. Nice strikeout pitch right on the outside edge.
Ashley Peters.
Weber threw a nice start to the game. Had a hard time finding the strike zone.
Ashley Peters pops that one up in front of the dugout, the visiting dugout. There's Maddie Swanson. Swanson who nearly made that great play on a bunt a couple of batters ago. Makes that one look easy. So now Olivia Peterson, RBI on a sac fly in the first, a walk and a single. She's had a perfect night. Heading to Minnesota in the fall. What a program. They are no fun to deal with. Minnesota, Northwestern, the success of Michigan. It's just, well, the Big Ten had a really strong year.
Yeah, they did.
Chases up and away. A curveball with some rise to it.
Weber's definitely working quicker out there in the circle. She's finding her groove and her rhythm. You talk about that curve rise, something that she's worked on in the offseason to develop, and she's really proud of that pitch.
Boy, a screwball in, turned that one over, and it rised up in the zone as well. Boy, that's some dominating stuff. Is it enough, though? 3 outs away, Iowa premieres. There's one bit of fight left out of Kansas City for select fast pitch. Five to 1 is the score. Boy, that's a great perspective from right behind home plate. As the sun is just about gone completely. It has disappeared beyond the ocean and the horizon here in Southern California. What a beautiful ballpark this is in the evening. The light breeze comes in, and whatever is deemed unbearable weather, I mean high 80s today, most would be thrilled with that, but it gets even more comfortable at night. Hannah McGivern, in what may be her final game before heading off to college. An opportunity to play with her teammates one last time. This may be her final at bat as a pre-college softball player. Popped up to the right side, 2 outs away from a title. And then there's the story of the bend but don't break effort of Maren Judish. She was taking a no-hitter into the 5th, suddenly got a couple of bang-bang quick hits, a walk, looked like it might get a little shaky. She walked in a run, and then there's just locked it down. Well, she's been good.
Yeah, she has been dealing and using her defense really well. You got to tip your cap to defense staying on their toes, but you're right, at that breaking point where you feel like the pitcher could go one way or the other, she just got better, and she's continued to get better from that 5th inning on.
Back to the screen it goes. Breck Dickey gets the call to swing the bat, coming off the bench, and an opportunity to play in this national championship game. Breck takes low and outside. A commit to Northwest Missouri State. Back to the screen it goes. Out of Blue Valley High School in Overland Park, Kansas. Mom is Beth, dad is Eric. Outside corner, 1 out away. A little waving of the arms and a chill celebration.
Now batting shortstop number 5, Grace Baines.
And a screwball just off the plate. Nice 2-strike location. You got to swing to foul that away, but a lot of confidence we've talked about Judish has in all her pitches. Working very quickly out there in the circle as they down to the final out.
No balls and 2 strikes to count. Grace Baines is 0 for 3, but has played a very solid shortstop. The Iowa commit, daughter of Carrie and Chuck Baines. 0-2 the count, 1 strike away. Just off the plate. Well, Baylor, you're getting a good one. A real good one in Maren Judish. She's excited to be coming to you. To the right side, down, all the way to the wall. Not done yet. Hustling on around. That's a double for Grace Baines, an extra base hit. The first extra base hit of the evening for select fast pitch and a runner in scoring position.
Baines does a nice job of waiting back and driving this ball into right center field. Keeps her hands high, keeps her team in this ball game.
Got a 19.
Hey. 1-0 the count to RAEGAN Kramer. She is 0 for 3. Kramer drives that one toward the gap. He'll send the runner on around. 5-2's the score. Kramer with her first hit, Baines with hers just prior. And both no doubters.
Yeah, both similar locations. A nice job of squaring up on the pitch. Station to station, hitting, getting runners on base, and then producing when it matters. And we've seen Select Fastpitch get opportunities in the last couple of innings. They're getting runners on base, moving them over. If you're Iowa Premier, you're thinking, sure, glad we put a couple of extra runs up on the board going into the 7th inning.
What a beautiful level swing that was. 0-1 the count. 100 pitches in the hard-working night for Maren Judish. Hit hard on a backhand. Second base with a force out, and that is a national championship. Iowa Premier Gold, they come to Southern California, they bring the hardwood home, and they do so as the 2019 Premier Girls Fastpitch 18U Platinum Division National Champions. What a great play by GEURICKE. Getting it to McVeigh.
Yeah, hard hit ball, nice backhand. GEURICKE, nice throw over to McVeigh for the final out of this ball game. Showing off the defense that's been there all night behind Judish's stellar performance in the circle, and Iowa Premier takes home this championship.
And a great fight in the end for Select Fastpitch. I'll tell you, we take it away and we talk about both these coaches were beaming. These are two rivals in the Midwest. How much fun is it for this tournament that years ago was a Western-dominated tournament to have these two teams earn their way here and represent the Midwest?
I just love it. I love this competition and what these teams bring. It's a little bit of a different style of softball. West Coast, Midwest, East Coast, it all is just a little different but competitive in its own sense, and I love that we got a good taste of this Midwest softball and these two rivals that brought their A game out here to California and just put on a show for everybody. Congratulations to both of them for getting here into Iowa Premier Gold for the one coming out on top this game.
And you saw her sneak into your shot. Jalen Vickery right there in your shot. That's the final athlete I want to ask you about. That's a Gold Glove boxer, an elite all-around athlete, and a good one that Illinois is getting. What a beautiful swing.
I loved her swing. Every approach at the plate, she had a plan. She went in there, she connected, she had a plan. Obviously didn't get the results, but if you're going for solid hits, she went 1,000 tonight. All out, set the tone for her team at the plate. Loved what she brought, love her aggressive nature. Obviously love that she's a boxer and she brings that aspect to her game also, but just a tremendous athlete, and congratulations to Illinois for grabbing that one.
On behalf of our Premier Girls Fastpitch production crew, she's Amanda Freed. My name is Darren Sutton. Congratulations to both of these teams, and specifically Iowa Premier. They are the 2019 18U Platinum Division Premier Girls Fastpitch National Champions. Great couple of championship weekends in Southern California. Good night.